Okay guys, I just wanted to clarify few things. I didn't have the time to discuss this question yesterday, but one of your friends asked me last night why the third round, which is here, is not working for this assignment, for this question. Okay, so the thing is, right now, if we look at the question, okay, so the question says that when we press the start button, then the MV1, the valve, the first valve up there will open, and then it will fill the tank. Okay, and then when the water passed the first level, then the second level, MV1 will close. Okay, and then the stirring stops. Okay, so basically the first part is when the start button is pressed, this one open, simultaneously stirring also happens, and then as the water raise up, TLB1 detect the level, then TLB2 detect the level, then TLB1. So when both detected the level, then we want the water supply MV1 to close. Okay, and then the stirring also stops, and immediately afterwards the MV2 should start draining. Okay, so when it's draining, obviously the water level will go down, and therefore the LB1 will be off. And then when it reaches the LB2, so when it reaches the LB2, then MV2 should close. Okay, and the cycle operation must be repeated 4 times, and at the end must be signified by an indicator illumination. Okay, and the buzzer will sound for 2 seconds. This is the question. Okay, so when we look at the program, the first rung is basically the condition to activate MV1, and we know that we will, when we press the start button, we will activate the valve, the first valve at the top, and therefore, this valve is can be deactivated by a stop button, or if it reaches the second level, or the top sensor, which is the LB1. And if the cycle is stopped, so the end indicator will also stop MV1, and as well as the buzzer. Okay, so we all put all the conditions that will stop the MV1. Now the second one is for the stirring part. So if we activate MV1, so MV1 should also activate stir motor. Okay, so this will happen simultaneously. Now this is a problem here. So one of your friends said yesterday that this rung is not happening. So we will start here and see. So if I start the system, okay, and then I stop again, so that we know that this is momentary on. Okay, and you can see MV1 is working, and also the stir motor is also working. The rest of the output is not working. Okay, now from here we know that when the valve starts open at the top, it will reach the LB2 first. Okay, so we'll set on this first. Okay, so when we see the LV2 is on, then basically you can see that here is also on already. Okay, and then we know that if we have the LB1 on later, when the water reaches the top, then obviously MV2 will start draining. Okay, so this line will be activated, and if we activate this one, okay, so what should happen is, if we activate this one, it will activate for one cycle the bit 200.01. Okay, so what 200.01 do is, it will momentarily activate here and activate 200.02. So if I put the differential monitor here, okay, differential monitor here, right, and we should see whether it's activated. Okay, right now it's 0. So if if the water reaches at the top and I set it on, you can see that it's already reaches the top. Okay, so when it reaches the top, what happens is that the 200.01 will be activated for one cycle. and we can see that when it is activated, that it will activate for one cycle 200.02, which is 200.02 is here. Okay, so it will basically deactivate the this line. So I have tried quite few times using this program. Okay, what I found out, I'm not sure whether this is a bug in the program itself. Previously, so basically the what we call the program itself has no problem at all. So it actually working. So we can see even the counter is working. The problem is that I actually what you call run the program the first time. I actually when I reached this one, it's also not working. So I'm not sure why at that point. So what I did was I copy these two, because I'm not sure whether this is a bug in the system or the system itself has a problem. I mean, the CX programmer itself has a problem debugging this. I copy both of this line, okay, so and move upwards. Okay, the reason being is that it might be if you run the whole system, you run the whole program, the cycle time, I mean the deactivation of this bit is happen on the second cycle instead of the first cycle. That's probably the bug of the system. It shouldn't happen like that. But what I did was in the beginning, just to make sure it works, is that the activation of the bit or the differentiate bit happens before the line that is going to use. So basically it's this rung and this rung, I just cut and then paste it upward. Okay, so here it looks like this. So it doesn't actually matter, because it will do the from the program point of view, it's gonna do the same thing. But what we are trying to impose is that we are going to have to activate the differentiate bit first before the rest of the contacts will follow suit. Okay, so so if I do it again, work online simulator. Okay, so it should work the same way. So if I set on, if I set on, okay, so it turns on now. Then I set off again for the start to show momentary, and then the LB2 deactivates first, alright, and then it reaches the top, which is the LB1, and you should see here right now MV1. So if I activate TLB1 at the top here, it will differentiate 200.01 bit, which is this one. So if this one goes on, this whole line will be activated and 2002 will be on, which means this contact here should become open and stop this line. Okay, so if I set this one on, you can see straight away this one is deactivated. Okay, alright, so this should happen. So if you have a problem that this program doesn't actually work the first time around you check the program, you can do like this, okay, and run again. And then if you change that again to the original sequence, you can see that it's gonna be working like the first one that I show you just now. Okay, either way it's going to be working, but it might not work if say I'm not sure at this point whether there is a bug in the CX programmer itself. Okay, so I hope that clears the problem lah. Okay, alright.